Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I called it the mini bass bundle, which consists of 14 songs for $15. And actually, I just added a few because it's supposed to be 10. I added a few more just for you guys, to help you guys out. And before I read the list, I tried to give you some bass lessons that will stretch you. What I mean by stretch you is not just playing two patterns, the same series of notes and then go to the next pattern or phrases and you just got two bouncing back and forth. I'm trying to give you something that make you work, make you become a better bass player, because the songs of, from the, I say 70s on back, they make you work, they make you become a better bass player instead of just a two phrase pattern bass playing song. Because the majority of stuff on the radio today is just that, like Sting said in the interview with, what's that guy named? Rick Beato. He said, they don't even put bridges in songs no more. And for you new young people, like, what is a bridge? The one that goes over water? Well, that's one of them. A bridge is basically just a little change from the rhythm of the song. It's kind of like the peak. Then it goes back down to, the chorus or the verse. And a lot of these songs today don't even have that. And songs of today are 2, sometimes 3 times longer than songs of the 60s. The Beatles, most of their songs are like 2 minutes and 51 seconds. And in that process, they added an intro, a verse, a chorus, then, verse, chorus, bridge, and then chorus on out, and a solo and sometimes modulation. All within less than 3 minutes. Now you got songs 6 and 7 minutes long and don't go nowhere and do nothing, And that's okay, because that's what they're doing now. So, you want to be able to play that, but you want to be able to play the stuff that had meat back in the day, the Marvin Gaye stuff, the great James Jamerson. Even though I don't expect anybody to play like James, because nobody can play like James, And I get people that request me to do songs like, man, this is James Jamerson. You're not ready for this. Most of us are not ready for him. So you way up here. Come on down here with the rest of us. It's only one great bass player of all time. It's James Jamerson, and no one is going to even come close to him. Ernie, I asked you the same thing. Teach me some Ernie solos. If it was that easy, my grandmother would have been playing solos from Ernie. So I know when you are a beginner, you have no idea where you at right now and how far you probably can go, but I've always kind of known my skill set. It's like I can do this, or I think I'm ready for this. Instead, I'm doing this. No, you're not. I had some people ask me to teach me how to play Kim stuff. I'm a beginner. You are a beginner, so stay on your playground because that's not your playground. But that's why you need a musical teacher. If you don't know your skill set, he will quickly evaluate you and tell you where you are right now and where you shouldn't be trying to get to. That's a long light years away from you. But anyway, let me read these out. Number 1, A Taste of Honey, If We Love. I love that song. There's a lot of good movement and Taste of Honey stuff. They were or still are great players. Number 2, Ashford and Simpson, It Seems to Hang On. I love that song. Then I throw in some little different stuff than just typical R&B stuff with R&B. Billy Joel, Leave the Tender Moments Alone. It has a great bass line to it. And of course, number 4, Bootsy. The name is Bootsy. Number 5, the Spinners, Sadie. Love that song. It's one of those songs you kind of tear up when you're listening to it or playing to it because it brings you back to mama and grandmama, Growing up in the 70s, it's like, yeah, I remember those days, and I wouldn't trade them in for nothing in the world. Now, grandmama's like 40 years old. Let me repeat that. Grandmama's now about 45, 35, 40 years old. And you know what that means? You got started too early. You shouldn't be having babies at 16, 17, 18. Maybe 19 when you're an adult and you're about to get married, but, 16, 17. I couldn't imagine being 16 to 17 having casual, unprotected sex. But that's how it was back in the day. We didn't do that. Now it's the norm. Where's your baby at? I'm only 17. Well, you ready? No, you're not. You ain't married. You're not engaged. You still live with your mama house. Now you're going to bring a baby to your mama house. She have a hard time paying for you. So now you're going to start your family in your family's house. Some bullshit. But anyway, Chic, Sau Paulo. Number 7, Chic, Faire. Beautiful bass lines. Curtis Mayfield, Freddie's Dead. Great bass line. I threw in a little easier one for you guys, but it's funky. Dr. Dre, I've been there. I've done that. Number 11. Now, this one is really interesting. And like I told you, I try to throw in some stuff that's going to make you work. You know, you just used to this. It's like, what about that? I ain't tried to do that yet. Well, let's start. Let's be a well-rounded musician. And it has a great bass line when you really listen. Ratt, Round and Round. I love the video, too, because Milton Berle, the late Milton Berle, is in the video. And Milton Berle, I believe, is the lead singer for Ratt's nephew. Yeah, I think he's his nephew. And putting Milton Berle in that video kind of really helped it, you know, because Milton Berle was just hilarious. It's a great song, great bass line. One thing about rock music, with the exception of a few, they don't put the bass out there in the mix. He's usually buried back in the back, you know, but some songs it's like, please bring that bass line up because it's a nice bass line. And this song has a very nice bass line. Number 12, Girl from Ipanema. So many versions. I went with the Frank Sinatra version. Great song. You know, everybody should learn how to play that song, whether guitar or bass. This one, I tried to post it on YouTube, and I was quite proud of one after I did it. Same thing with Ratt. I was quite proud when I posted it, and they blocked it. Nope. So they did this one too. Jill Scott, A Long Walk. That is a really nice bass line and a great video. Number 14, L.T.D, Holding On. So there you go. If I were to normally tab these guys, because I have a tabbing service, which is $35 for bass stuff, because it's a little more complicated to tab the bass stuff than the guitar stuff. 14 songs, $35. That'd be $490. And it would be worth it. But today, you only have to pay. Technically, you're paying like $13, and then PayPal get their cut. So it's $15 total. And I will send these download to you as soon as you pay within 4 hours, I will send you the download. So please, where it says when you getting ready to submit payment, where it says, what is this payment for? Please fill out that information. Please don't leave it blank, because then it holds up you getting your stuff. And sometimes I just have to send people money back because I'm like, I need your email address so I can send it. And I also need to know what you're buying, because I have various, packages, and sometimes I can figure out on the price, but it's like, make it easy where it says, what is this payment for? Please put your email address and what this payment is for. It's for the mini bonus for $15, 14 songs. Please do that, because I get a lot of blank spaces there. It's like, I don't know your email address, so I can't send it to you. I got to sit here and wait till you realize you haven't received your bundle. Because once you pay within 2 days maximum, you get either tracking or you'll get your product. So after 2 days, you haven't heard from me. That's because I can't send you any contact or message to let you know I didn't get this. So again, my PayPal address is morrisman@hotmail.com. It's also down there where it says shows more. Every single video that I do that I'm sending you a download, I say what I just said, and then I still have people like, oh, what's the email address? I mentioned it in the video, and I tell you, look down there where it says show more. It's right there. So, me and my dad was real picky about that. It's like, please pay attention. It's not a problem if a question you have is not answered in these videos, but usually the questions you ask are in the video, not only once, but twice. I mentioned it, morrisman64@hotmail.com. And right down there where it says shows more, it's down there too. Just cut and paste it. You ain't even got to type it in. Just cut it, paste it. So therefore, because if you are off by a character, it's not going to me. I've had that happen too. I sent you money. I'm like, I haven't received it. I sent you money. And it wasn't a heated exchange. It was calm banter. But I said, tell me, where did you actually send it? Spell it out for me. Morris Man Smith. No. morrisman64@hotmail.com. So again, I'm going to wrap it up. The mini bundles consist of 14 songs, only $15. I'll send it to your download. So when you submit your money, please also in that "what is this payment for" box, put in your email address and put in what are you paying for. So it goes smoothly, because it doesn't go smoothly when I don't have your email address. And then I have, like I said, I have people say, "Oh, where do I send it to?" Right down there, morrisman64@hotmail.com. 100% of the time when there's been issues, it's not me. I give all the information you need. It's usually you. Now my phone ring. I ain't got time for that. But I'm going to sign off now. Until next time, take care and thanks for watching.